It's a beautiful day in this neighborhood, a beautiful day for a neighbor. Would you be mine? Could you be mine? It's a neighborly day in this beauty woods, a neighborly day for a beauty. Would you be mine? Could you be mine? I have always wanted to have a neighbor just like you. I've always wanted to live in this neighborhood with you, so let's make the most of this beautiful day. Since we're together, we might as well say, would you be mine? Could you be mine? Won't you be my neighbor? Won't you please? Won't you please? Please won't you be my neighbor? Hello, television neighbors. Here we are, visiting again today. I like to show you 3 things right now. It's the Lion King video and DVD sweepstakes, where you can win all sorts of Disney prizes. A Mickey Mouse birthday letter, and the DVD card of Disney's 102 Dalmatians. Oh, I'm getting a phone call right now from Wildlife Beaver Lake Park Ranger Express Manager Antonio Kimball. Hello, is this Beaver Lake wildlife expert forest ranger Antonio Kimball on the phone?
Yes, how'd you know it was me?
Well, I recognize your voice, Mr. Kimball.
Oh, well, your voice sounds familiar. Who's this?
This is Victor Sprinkle from Victor Sprinkle's neighborhood.
Of course. I've watched your program ever since you started it. I just love it. You teach young children so many things about life. Well done, Victor Sprinkle.
Listen, Mr. Kimball, my television neighbors and I are wondering if we could come and visit your Beaver Lake National Park today. We would really like to come over for a visit.
Well, I suppose that would be fine. It's kind of a busy Sunday here, June 30, 2019, getting ready for the 4th of July onslaught. Lots of people apparently are taking an entire week off and then adding a weekend on the front end because the park is already filling up. But sure, come on over and I'll be happy to meet with you.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Kimball.
Bye. See you soon.
All right. Well, let's go meet Mr. Antonio Kimball at his Wildlife Beaver Lake National Park. So come along with me and we can meet him right now. Come along. Mr. Kimball.
Yes, Victor Sprinkle.
It's so nice to meet you.
Well, it's very nice to meet you too, and an honor. What can we do for you today?
Well, first of all, I'd like to introduce you to my television neighbor. This is Mr. Antonio Bradley Kimball the third.
That's right. Hello, television neighbors. Good to see you. So, what brings you to the park?
Well, my television neighbors and I have come for a visit to see 3 of your wildlife beavers.
Oh, well, it's a funny thing that you should stop in here because these are beavers that are in rehabilitation from serious injuries. This little guy I like to call Honey Pot, and you'll notice, you know how beavers have big, long, flat tails? No tail on Honey Pot, and you know why? Because a mountain lion almost got him. He got him by the tail and tried to catch him, but fortunately, I guess, the mountain lion bit his tail right off, and while he was chewing on the tail, Honey Pot escaped. So we've had surgery to repair her poor little behind where her tail was, but now she's going to be okay. She's just not going to have a tail. So that's Honey Pot. And here we have, you know who this is?
This is Black Beaver.
Well, how'd you know that that's what we called him? Isn't he cute? He is just like the most adorable little beaver you ever saw in your life. And look at that tail. Wow, it's long. It's a little lighter color than the rest of him, but it's pretty cool. And then here is our most unusual, extraordinary beaver we've ever had here in the zoo. I like to call him Tigger because he looks a little bit like Tigger the tiger. Even his tail is long and striped.
Well, this is my particular favorite beaver because he looks like a striped beaver.
Yeah, he's pretty cool, isn't he? Yeah, aren't you, Tigger? Yep. So those are our 3 that we have here in the rehab center. And all the rest are 142. They live out on the lake.
Now tell me, Mr. Kimball.
Yes, sir?
You have a father and a brother by the name of Antonio Kimball the first and Antonio Kimball the second. And my question to you is, how did your family legacy begin?
Well, my father had somewhat of a fragile ego. So his parents, of course, named him. And then when he had my older brother, as lots of parents do, they name the oldest son after the father. So then my father, instead of just being Antonio Kimball, he became Antonio Kimball the first. And my older brother became Antonio Kimball Jr., or some say Antonio Kimball the second. Well, then I came along, and my father, having that fragile ego that he has, he was just so pleased with his name that he decided to name me Antonio Kimball also. And since there were three of us with the same name living in the same house, I became Antonio Kimball III. And that's my legacy.
Now, Mr. Kimball.
Yes, sir.
Although we don't have time to visit any longer, I would really love to come back to your national park tomorrow, and I would like to see two more of your national beavers and talk about how you got started at the age of 9 years old.
Well, that can be arranged. I'll take you out to the lake and we'll look at some beaver houses. They're pretty cool. And we can talk all about how I got involved when I was only 9 years old.
Well, thank you, Mr. Kimball, for inviting me to this neighborhood national park, but I got to get back to my television home.
Well, this has been an honor and a delight to visit with you, Victor, and with your television neighbors. So, see you tomorrow. Fist bump. Woo!
Yeah, thank you so much. I think Antonio Kimball must be very proud to be named after his unique father and his older brother. Well, now that we had a short visit, why don't we get the trolley and we'll have some make-believe right now. All right, trolley, hi trolley. All right, now let's make believe that Mr. McFeely is delivering a very special toy to Prince Tuesday, and he's calling this very special toy Beaver O Jimmy. So let's make believe some more about that now, as we pretend that the trolley is on its way to the neighborhood of make-believe. Are you ready to go, trolley? Okay. Hi, Mr. McFeely. I'm Prince Tuesday.
Well, Prince Tuesday, what a long nose you have. Very good to see you again, though.
I heard Mr. McFeely, that you're delivering a very special toy for me called Jimmy O. Beaver.
Who keeps ruining my surprise gifts? How'd you find out?
From my daddy, of course, King
Oh.
Friday.
I knew I shouldn't have told him. He said he would keep it a secret and it would be a surprise. But he is the monarch, he is the king, he does what he pleases. So yes, you have been properly informed.
I think you're amazing in every way, Mr. McFeely.
Oh, you're X the Owl, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
I'm X the Owl.
That's what I thought. That's what I thought. And I appreciate being appreciated. So thank you very much for that kind compliment.
When are you gonna deliver that special toy to our fellow neighbor Daniel Tiger?
Well, I may be doing that right now. See that flat tail? There he is. Is he too cute or what?
I'm Daniel, and I'm looking forward to my very special toy, Jimmy O. Beaver.
Oh, well, I magically transformed you, Daniel, into Jimmy the flat-tailed beaver. Jimmy O. Beaver. He's Irish, you know.
Why, that's very sweet of you,
Yeah, pretty
Mr.
tricky.
McFeely.
Uh-huh.
Well, we gotta run, Charlie.
Okay, bye.
Well, I wonder how some of the rest of the toys are gonna run on their own in the neighborhood of make-believe. Well, we'll pretend some more about that next time. You know, it gives me such a good feeling to be able to help you know about our animals and plants and flowers and the world around us, and it also gives me a brilliant feeling to be able to trust us in the world that we've never known about, that really keeps growing no matter what we look on the outside, but what is inside that keeps us very happy. It's such a good feeling to know you're alive. It's such a happy feeling. You're growing inside, and when you wake up ready to say, I think I'll make a snappy new day. It's such a good feeling, a very good feeling. The feeling you know that we're friends. And I like being your television friend. I really do. And I'll have more ideas for you tomorrow, and you'll have special ideas for me too. Until tomorrow, bye.